Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now, in today's episode, we are going to take a look at KeyBank and their full credit card catalog. So, in typical fashion, we will first familiarize ourselves with KeyBank. We'll talk about their rewards point system and how that works. And they have some personal cards, some business cards, and even a private client card that's kind of a secret if you go off of their website. So, we'll look at that, then we'll come back on the other side of it, and we'll talk about opinions, if there's any potential strategy with these cards, and if there's some that you should be considering adding to your lineup. So, if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead, press the subscribe button. Let's get to work. Okay, first things first, let's familiarize ourselves with KeyBank with our classic Did You Know slide. So KeyBank was founded way back in 1825. The current headquarters is in Cleveland, Ohio. KeyBank is the 26th largest bank in the United States with total assets of $171.98 billion. And that was as of 2020. Now, they also have just shy of 1,200 branches, so they're about a regional bank with a presence in 26 states total. And now that we know enough about KeyBank to answer a few questions at the local trivia game, let's now talk about their rewards point system before we jump into the cards themselves. So the point system for KeyBank is as follows. First of all, it is called KeyBank Rewards. Very creative with the name there, as you would expect. Now, off the top, it is important to note that the points expire 4 years from the date earned. Now, again, that is a long runway, but I never really like to see points expiration dates so long as your account is open. So if you're keeping score at home, that is -1 point for sure. Now, the redemptions you have for these points, cashback is the obvious one, so that's a statement credit or direct deposit to a KeyBank account. You can also do travel, gift cards, merchandise, donations, and event tickets. And so that's the point system, so now let's take a look at the cards, and we'll start off with the personal cards. But a really quick note here, I didn't get lazy or mess up on our classic slides here. For whatever reason, KeyBank doesn't have card art for all of their cards. Now, I found a few pictures. I'm going to assume they all kind of look the exact same, just the name at the top changes. You'll see what I mean in a minute. But as a result, if the name on the card doesn't match up to the slide we're on, yeah, it's kind of by purpose because for whatever reason they didn't care enough to put a picture of each card on their site. Go figure. But anyways, let's jump into it and we'll start off with the KeyBank secured card. So right off to the right, you can see technically that is the Key Cashback card design, but again, I think they're all the same. Doesn't really matter for our purposes. So you got no annual fee here. Now, there are no multipliers because again, this is their standard secured card. So the requirements here, you need a Key Active Saver account and you deposit anywhere between $300 and $5,000 in that account, and that money effectively becomes your credit limit. Next up, we have the Key Latitude card, one card that they apparently care enough about to update their website with a specific image for it. But here you have no annual fee. Multipliers here, there are none to be had because this is their classic balance transfer card, so 0% APR for the first 15 months on purchases and balance transfers. Now, following that up, we get into some of the more interesting stuff here. We have the Key Cash Back card, another card that they cared enough about to give it its own name on the card. So, no annual fee here. Multipliers are a little bit interesting here. 1.5x on all purchases. However, you can earn 2x back on all purchases, but there are some requirements to be aware of. So first of all, you must have qualifying checking account with $1,000 in monthly deposits and a savings or investment account with $1,000 minimum daily balance. If you do that, then you'll be able to get your 2x back. Moving on to the next personal card, they have the Key to More Rewards. I see what they did there with the name. Creative with the name, but still no specific card art for this. Go figure. Annual fee here is $0. Your multiplier is going to be a whopping 5x back on all purchases, believe it or not. Now, the benefits here also get interesting because you could spend $1,000 to $2,000 in a calendar month on the card to get a 25% points boost, or if you spend $2,000 in the calendar month, you could get a 50% points boost. Now, of course, that is going to reset every month, but that is still quite the points earnings there. So next up, we jump into the business side of the house, and there are two business cards to take a look at. First of all, you have the business card. You know how I love when things are named directly what they are, but they took this very literally. So there's no annual fee here, and there's also no multiplier. So I guess you really just get a credit card with the business card, and that's it. Go figure. So it does get slightly better with the next card, and that is the Business Rewards card. So there is no annual fee. The multipliers here are business focused, so you can earn 2x on business purchases. So that's gas, travel, restaurants, telecommunications, and then 1x back on all other purchases. Now there was one other card I found in research and a hint on their website about, but I couldn't find the actual card, and that is the Key Private Bank card. So I assume the card would be black, so you have the black backdrop here, but there's an annual fee of $195. Now, you must be a member of Key Private Bank, which means you'd have a combined balance of $100,000 with KeyBank, or, you could just buy your way in with a $50 maintenance fee if you really wanted to. Multipliers here are going to be a whopping 10x back on all purchases. Now, the benefits here, this is a MasterCard World Elite. And then you also get Key Lounge, which is like an airport lounge. Think like Priority Pass. Now, if you go to their website, you search for Private Bank Card, you can find the actual terms and conditions page, but I couldn't find the card itself. I did find this through some extra research through upgraded points. So, I don't know, maybe it just knew I was too poor for the Private Bank Card. I don't know. Okay, guys, and so there we have it. That's the full KeyBank credit card catalog in late 2021. Now, on the surface, you might have seen this and like, wow, there's a card that earns 5x back. Why have you been hiding this from us? Well, anytime you see something like that that sounds too good to be true, well, you know the old cliche. Suffice it to say, you should get very skeptical, and that's exactly what I did. So I did some additional research off of KeyBank's site, and then I landed on Upgraded Points, who actually walks through the valuation of these points. And that's what you need to do anytime you see a card saying you're going to earn 5x back on everything. You really need to understand what are these points actually worth. So very simply put, we're walking through the example provided by Upgraded Points. And what they're saying here is if you were going to redeem points to get $20 cash back, you would actually need to redeem 10,000 points. So I'm bad at math, so I'll put this on screen. But the calculation you want to do is what you're going to get, so $20, and divide that by 10,000. That's the number of points you're redeeming. Then you're going to get 0.002. Now to clean that up, you can multiply it by 100, and there you go. You can see that you're getting 0.2 cents a point. So the problem with this is points are supposed to be a 1-to-1 or 1 cent per point. So in actuality, if I'm redeeming $10,000, really I should be able to go 100, again, divided by my 10,000 points of the redemptions, 0.01, multiply that by 100, and you're going to get 1. That will be 1 cent per point. So if I'm redeeming 10,000 points, I should be getting $100. I have a full video on how to value points and that math. I'll link it down below if you want to go more in depth, but I think that example right there proves the point. Now, from the research I've done, this valuation holds true for cashback, gift cards, travel, you name it. And so that's really the problem with the KeyBank cards. They're giving you a lot of points, but they're not exactly worth a whole lot. Now, believe it or not, they actually do reference this on some of their cards. I'll put the slide on screen now that I found. Even if you bank with KeyBank and you really like them, I think it's fine. We're going to touch on a banking product in a second to close this one out. I would really look elsewhere for these credit cards. Even the card that earns 2%, if you're banking with KeyBank, it's kind of a big requirement to have to keep $1,000 minimum in a savings account or an investment account with them. Why? Because that $1,000, they're not giving you a really good interest rate. It's never going to be like an Ally or a cash management account or anything, especially when you can go to, the Classic City Double Cash and get 2% on everything with no savings account or no checking account requirements. Now, with that said, it's not all bad news for KeyBank. I will leave this one on a good note. KeyBank actually really has good checking account bonuses, so I'll put one on screen now. And this is a bonus I actually took advantage of myself, which is what led me down to take a look at their credit card. So you can get $200 back for opening a Key Smart checking account. It's free. There's no minimum account fees or maintenance, anything like that. And all you need to do is a direct deposit of $500, and you'll get that $200 payout very quickly. And unlike those points, this is actually like a 40% return on spend, or not even spend. It's really just a quick direct deposit from your employer. So I would recommend you look at KeyBank for that checking account bonus specifically. I'll drop a link to it down below. Again, I signed up for it myself. The credit cards, on the other hand, unfortunately, all of these are going to be a pass for me. So anyways, guys, if you like this one, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, then consider subscribing to the channel. Again, posting content just like this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Of course, right here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. My question to you guys is, let me know down below what you think of KeyBank. What do you think of their weird points valuation and banks that do this as a whole? I feel like this is kind of wrong and a little bit misleading, even though they do reference it on one of their pages. Anyways, love to get your thoughts on that. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.